Okay, let's go ahead and get started on our stream here. Welcome back to another Satisfactory stream. I'm your host, Strange Bear Jim. Today we're going to be doing a part 8, even though it's going to be a kind of a short one. I'm doing it on Wednesday night. So probably only going to do like maybe 2 hours, maybe 4. We'll see what we can do. Let's go ahead and load the game and try to remember where I left off. Last I knew, I think I've gotten pretty much everything done, at least in phase 2. Just need to get the phase 2 components into the um, space elevator and ship them off. But obviously, it's going slow on that. As you can kind of see now that the game is up and running, you know, I have 700 of the plates done. You know, 300 more need to be taken care of there, but as you can see, I'm I'm still like good 850, you know, left to do here. So we got our work cut out for us on that front. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't necessarily show where where my builds are. Like it doesn't necessarily show on the screen, like, you know, where, or, you know, on the map where, you know, I've built up. So, you know, other than, you know, doing, you know, this kind of a check, you know, and if a node is taken, then obviously it'll kind of gray out the location. So, and okay, so I did build a miner out there to start taking up some resources. So if I did that, then most likely I already have one for the quartz. That should be going as well. Yep. There we go. And then I built up another one for the Caterium last time. There it is. So, alright, so let us see what we can do about trying to complete phase 2. It's I can either try to like manually build them, like just grab a whole bunch of resources and just try to build them on. Oh wait, it looks like I can't do that here. Interesting. Okay. And I found out that personal storage is smaller than these large containers. So that was interesting to find out. Got a few resources here that I don't really need on me right at this time. Like these. Don't think I really need them. At least not right at the moment. Alright. Let us see. Okay. I have about 200 here, so not enough to handle this. I mean, I guess I could just probably just remove this altogether just so I have, you know, those plates just going straight for the space elevator. So, and then of course we got this over here, and as we can see, steel beams is the slowdown in this particular juncture. So, you know, I'm not building enough steel beams to handle the overall demand. And even this one has, you know, I even had a, you know, separate container for this one as well. You know, I'm not really getting a lot there either. So we need to kind of ramp up our overall production in the steel beams as well as, like, let's see, what am I'm missing in terms of this? Rotors. Okay, so I'm not building the rotors super fast. Okay, and it looks as though screws are the slowdown in this particular case. Okay. That might be a factor. The fact that I only have a conveyor belt Mark 1 going at this moment in time. Alright, let's try to fix that real quick. There we go. Just dump a whole bunch of screws in there. Alright. So hopefully that might make things a little bit better in terms of the plating. But I mean, as you know, well, you know, them building up the rotors so that I can, you know, get this process going a little bit more on a regular basis. But let's see. See, there's a little bit of a time gap on that one as well. Okay. So, yep, we need to fix this. Try to speed up the process there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we already have Mark II belts here. So they're going as about as fast as they can go. for the most part. Now, I did figure something out that I probably could have done, you know, and it might have made things kind of easier. But so one of the things that I forgot about was the stackable conveyor pole, which, you know, I can, you know, stack on top of each other, you know, and multiple times, and then I could have had, you know, these conveyor belts that I have going from over by where the, you know, coal generators are going, you know, just stacked into these bowls. So but I mean, as it stands anyway, you know, I'm already, um, you know, I'm already not really satisfied with my overall build down here anyway. Like everything is going too slow down here in this particular, um, you know, small factory node, I guess you might say. So, you know, I do need to revamp this, but I don't necessarily want to do that right now because once again, that might slow down my overall production for phase 2. So I kind of want to hold off on doing that until after I'm done with phase 2, or at least for now anyway. But what I can do is see what I can do about like maybe ramping up production for these steel beams. So let's see what we can do over there. All right. Right. So everything that's being made for the automated wiring is going straight into the storage. And that's fine. Let's see what we got here. Did I shut you down for a reason? Okay, I have um, yeah. I feel as though I can get um, another foundry going to make some more steel plates. Um, and to be honest, I need to kind of focus on sending them all the way down there. Okay, it's still making the encased industrial beam, so that's fine on that end. The problem that I put myself into is the fact that, you know, I've kind of wedged myself in a little bit. Like, I feel like I can get, like, another, foundry in there, but obviously I can't necessarily put it here because I don't have any room left. I mean, I guess I could probably just build up or maybe put it down on the ground. Oh, but I'm missing modular frames anyway. But it just would make things look a mess. I need to do something. Okay. Well, I need to get one more frame just so I can build up another foundry. So all right. Now let's see. Right. Plates there. There we go. Let's throw that back in there and just grab ourselves this. Actually, let me grab 2 stacks. There we go. So, like, right at this moment in time, you know, I have a little bit of room to, um, like, I have some, okay, well, sorry, let me put my words together here. You know, I have a spot that I can, you know, get some coal out from and, you know, try to work on that. The other thing that I could do, well, it's going to be a little difficult in the sense that, you know, my my iron ores split off in two ways there, but you know, it's going to be kind of difficult for me to get the third one out from the way I have it arranged right at this point in time. So here, you know what? Let us turn off our iron real quick. Because what I want to do is, you know, what I'm thinking about doing is putting the splitter a little bit further back, rearranging the lifts so that they're, I mean, the right side can keep on pointing to the left there, but I kind of want to move the other one to, um, you know, face more this way than that way. So that way I can have the left, or you know, I'll put like the splitter like right back here or something like that, right? You know, not super up close to this. Um, you know, maybe have this one kind of facing that way as well. Um, and then I'll have, you know, I'll use, you know, this one over on the left to feed in that one. I'll use the, you know, the middle one there to go to the second one here. And then I'll have the right one there kind of go more off to the right side over here. But right now, what I want to do is build a little bit more like reposition what I have here so that I can put in another foundry like right over here and get it to kind of work for me here. So I'm going to pull off the limestone here, put it back into the put it back here in the miner. I want to let the concrete get removed a little bit more from here. You know, let it continue building here. And you know what I could do is, you know, right now, once again, the steel beams are the holding or the slowdown on this particular construction, which is fine. I mean, I'm not like in desperate need of the encased industrial beam yet. Um, but I do feel like I need to like reposition these a little bit better, you know. So right, okay. Now what I could also do is start, well, I don't want to start building these yet because I do want to try to keep you know, these two. Um, I want to keep these so that I can, you know, try to feed this a little bit. You know, so at least, you know, that's the initial plan. You know, once I can get, you know, let me decrease this. You know, move this over, you know, a little bit. Um, and then we'll put in that foundry. So let's see. Matter of fact, can I was kind of figuring that I would be getting the constructor in the way on that one. I guess not. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove that, get that out of the way, and then we'll move this over there. And we should still have, you know, our miner over here should be perfectly fine with the increase in coal, because it is indeed a miner Mark II as well. So we should be fine on that front. Okay. Our iron ore is depleted. Yep. So let's go ahead and remove these for the time being. Need to reposition these. So okay. Now, let us just go ahead and make that straight into there. There we go. And then we'll do splitter right back there. Then we'll do that over there. And that over there. There we go. And now we can get our iron back up. Oops. Alright. Matter of fact, I could probably leave that one constructor like right there, right in front of the right in front of the foundry. I might need to reposition it a little though, just to make sure that I can get the positioning right. Mm. I just noticed that this one's slightly higher. Oh well. And this one's slightly lower. God damn it. Oh well. Alright, so... Oh, right. I need to give it some power. Okay. Well, I'm probably going to need to build another line anyway, so... Let's see. How are we doing here? We're still chugging along. Okay. So in the time being, I just want this to kind of start making the, you know, uh, the steel ingots. Let's see. Yeah. See, I have to kind of reposition this, um, you know, this constructor just ever so slightly to the right to be able to make some more steel bars. So, um, um, so what I'm probably gonna need to do here is basically change this from a splitter into a merger. You know, have the one constructor feed into that so that, you know, we have, you know, double the beams going, you know, to construct the, um, you know, our frame here. And then, you know, uh, we'll also have like a splitter off of this constructor here so we can continue to build, you know, the encased, you know, at least for a time being anyway. So this is taking too long. Okay, let's see. Right. Yeah, it had to stop because it's completely full. Alright. Close that down. Get rid of that. Oh, well, that's not great. Send those out. Okay, now let's get this fixed up here. Um, okay, and we want a merger there. We want splitter there. want this to be making steel beams. And we need to give it some power. There we go. There we go. Now, let's remove this for the time being. Reposition this. We want constructor here to make concrete. Just throw a stack of concrete in there already. Then let's see. There's that. And let's see. Power up that. Then we want it to go into another assembler. There. Where we have our splitter going there. And there. And then, you know, just in case, you know, because again, I don't know if I might need it, you know, somewhere else. Excuse me. I'll put a splitter there as a precautionary. So, and then power that up. And then encased industrial beam. There we go. And we should be good. Now before I turn this on though, I do have some stacks of limestone just kind of sitting back at the base. So let me go grab those and just input them there. But we should be good now. Now we have, you know, more steel plates going out, so that should ramp up production a little bit more. Enough to make it 100%? Probably not, but, you know, it's better. So, alright, so that should be good for the time being. Let's head back to the hub. Grab that limestone. I should try to work on getting the now that I have like double the steel beams being filtered through, I should probably go ahead and try to get the coal power plants oh, damn it. Messed up there. I was trying to grab a drink, but you know, get the you know, couple more coal power plants, you know, generating energy, just, you know, just as the, you know, precautionary, you know, for if I ever run out of you know, the solid biomass over there. So I have a little bit more to, you know, as a backup. So, plus, you know, I still need to get the whole power storage going, although not quite sure why the power storage isn't necessarily working with the power poles, or at least it doesn't seem like I was getting a lot of um, you know, energy from the power poles into the power storage. Although I did build one here, didn't right? Or was I just kind of messing with it in my other game? Oh well. Alright, let's grab the limestone here. I'll leave the coal back here just in case. I got a random steel beam on me. Alright. That should be fine for right now. Let's head on back. Now, once I hit about 800, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and feed um, the you know, what I have left in the plating out to complete phase two, um, and then kind of cut off the rest of the line, so I don't necessarily need to worry about, you know, dealing with that anymore. I can just store the rest. Um, but all right. So put that in there. And there we go. All right. What I could do is put a splitter here and store some more concrete, but I mean, I already have a storage of concrete back at, you know, back nearby the space elevator. I don't think I really need to worry about, you know, another storage container of concrete. At least, not yet anyway. Okay, throw that in there. Okay. And then throw that in there and turn it on. Alright. So now, let's see. Get that out of my queue there. Let's see. Okay, so looks like, you know, my work here looks to be doing, or you know, my power plants over here seem to be doing quite well with the adjustments that I had to make. So now it's just a matter of trying to do the exact same thing over on this side. So let's see. There we go. Okay, so we should be good in terms of, you know, overall, overall plants, or the, you know, overall, now it's just a matter of trying to get this working properly. I don't know what might be clipping there. Okay, now. Take care of that. There's that. There's that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then we'll throw the remaining coal in there. Alright, now we need to basically build the exact same thing that we had over here, you know, for this line here. So, first off, let's get pipeline support. Let's see, hold on. Make sure that I have it on the right. Actually, let me put it lower to the positioning there. Not quite sure why I have this one over here. This is out of position. Don't really want that. Then let's see, we want another, and we want a fluid buffer here. Oh, missing some copper sheets. Gotcha. Now it would be kind of problematic with trying to, or wouldn't necessarily, you know, wouldn't really work very well trying to build up a pipeline without copper sheets. Let's see. Don't know. Did I put any down below here? I did. Awesome. Grab those. You know what? Let's just take all of that. All right. There we go. Now, so I need 3 basically right along that, right near there. So let's try. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if I break my feet. Ugh. Health will restore anyway. Alright, now. Water extractor. Yeah. I gotta be careful of not putting it too close to the rock face there, otherwise I'm gonna cause some problems with the, pipes not being able to climb that a bit. So let's move this a little further back. Okay. And there's that. Okay, now what I want to do is let's see. Unfortunately, I kind of wish that I can line those up a little bit more. But maybe not. I can't put this under the water. And I'm a little... Okay, you know what we're gonna do? Oh, damn it. What we're gonna do is I've put positioning's just not right yet. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Frack. So we're going to put a platform there, just so I can get... What I want to try to do is I want to try to make the pipeline, as straight as possibly can, so It's a little increase in height, but not much I can really do about that. Come on, get up there real quick. There we go. Then we're gonna take this, put that out there. Gonna make it straight. There we go. And then we'll put a junction right there. There we go. Yeah, it didn't really, it's not really lining up very well with that, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, see, it's clipping through that, and I'm afraid that it might, somehow, like, stop the water flow. Not that I can really tell right at this moment in time, because, you know, we don't have any power going right now, but we can try to fix that anyway. Let's see. Don't really have any good towers right at this moment in time. Okay, let's fix that real quick. Alright. There's like one right next door. Alright. But let's fix the let's fix that right there. I thought there were my ankles again. Because again, I don't necessarily, well, I don't necessarily want the clipping to mess up the flow rate. So, that's all. So we're really gonna have it, you know, climb up real good there. And then, okay. Too much length. Okay. And then up you go. Alright. Now. Now the pumps themselves should be perfectly fine to handle this. You know, we got the max flow rate, you know, already kind of going there. It says that we're maxed out on the amount of water in the pipe already on that front. So the flow rate might not necessarily be working there, but yeah, we're not getting a whole lot of water in this particular. So we need to kind of get, you know, one of the pumps here. Probably just, damn it, went off the edge. I want to be able to see how far it goes. Yeah, okay, so if I just put it like right there, that should, you know, pump all the water that I need up there. So I need to make another power pole here. Just so I can power up that guy. Alright. And now we work on getting the water to flow into the other coal power plants, and we should be, you know, with enough power to handle everything, you know, if, you know, and not have to worry too much about our, you know, biomass. So. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh wait, I still need to get the fluid buffer in here. Oh, kind of. This is going to be a little problematic with this here. I think I'm gonna need to kind of keep this at a taller height. You know, not by much, because obviously we don't necessarily want them messing with the conveyor belts, but I also, you know, want to make sure that, you know, my pipeline is, you know, perfectly fine as well. Oh, damn it. So damn close. Alright, well, we don't really need this anyway. Alright, so next. Is that. Okay. There we go. Then we move this. And once again, I really wish I could rotate this somehow. But it's not necessarily letting me. Nope, can't really lock it. Rotating is just, moving it, this way, which that's not what I want. Snap controls doesn't necessarily do what I kind of want it to do either. So holding the left control doesn't really work. Sample building. Not quite sure what happened there. Let's see. Quick switch just switches between these. Build menu goes back there, which doesn't help. So yeah, again, I just kind of wish that I can adjust this so that, the T intersection is going like this, but it's not letting me put that kind of functionality in here. It wants to kind of have the flow continue moving on in that direction when I just want it, going like so. But, oh well. Okay. Let's see. And put that right about there so it doesn't interfere with anything else. Okay. There's that. Again, we don't necessarily want it colliding with anything else. So there we go. Okay, and now we just need to power everything up. Or, you know, get everything powered. There we go. And we should be good. Let's see how. Okay, looks like our flow rate is still really good up here. Slightly reduced flow rate. And even more reduced flow rate. Makes me think, you know, maybe I should put another pump like right here just to kind of have it, you know, push the rest up the slope. Flow rate's still fairly low in the back here, but then again, it's probably because of the amount of water being consumed by the 4 other power plants. You know, it's reducing down the amount of water flowing to these back two, so now one would hope once the overall energy is, you know, or once the water is flowing, or the tanks get full here, then it won't need as much overall you know, power, or you know, more, you know, hopefully it won't need as much water, and therefore allow for more water to kind of flow onwards. But yeah. Now one of the things that I could probably do is, oh wait, I don't have. I'm trying to hold off on doing anything with steel beams right at this moment in time, so. Okay, well, at the very least, we got our energy production running really well, I feel. You know, the fact that our capacity is at, you know, 1,500. And that's, well, that is with our biomass. So, but whatever. Okay. Let us head back to. Oh wait, I still need to fix my I still need to fix the hypertubes. I messed that up, so. bit weird on that, but okay. Let's see. I'm trying to make it a little bit kind of set so I don't necessarily need to worry too much about it colliding with the pipes here. So there we go. And there we go. Alright, let us head on back. And we'll take care of the um, let's take care of the super plating. Max that out. And then we'll see about trying to well, we'll see about how the overall work's going with the on this front, you know. How are we doing over here? Okay, so we're still behind in terms of steel beams being, contributing steel beams to, try to push this up a little bit more than where it's at right at this moment in time. Obviously, it's better than where it was, but it's still not good enough overall. So, okay. So next, yeah, we've kind of already removed our connection here. So what we can do is grab these. And we'll just send these out. Put a couple extra rotors so that we can try to keep on build up some more. Because we just built one, so although we might have like two more kind of like on their way. So this might be like number 3 for this. So once this one gets made, then I'm going to kind of cut off the line here. And have the rest flow into... Oh, I'm missing reinforced iron plate. There we go. There's that. And move that for right now. And we'll see if this is the last remaining 1,000. If it isn't, then, you know, I'll put the belt back in, and, you know, we should have like 1, maybe 2 remaining at the very least. You know, if this one isn't 1,000. So it is the last one. Awesome. Counted it right. Lucky. And there we go. 1,000 done. So now it's just a matter of getting these, you know, frameworks in. So we need to kind of ramp up our production there, which we need to kind of build up our overall steel beams in order to get that done. I do want to try to keep the these assemblers going for, you know, making the smart plating and the like, you know, just so we can, you know, build up our supply of them at the very least. Oh right, this was our in the conveyor belt for the smart for the these. So okay, I mean, the only other thing that I can think of is just go back to the construction site for the steel beams and just flood, you know, take out what I have in terms of the steel beams and just start flooding them out here so that I can, you know, potentially make, you know, be constantly working on it. So, or at least attempt to. So yeah. All right. Also, I still have that one site over here that I was thinking about getting the crash site taken care of. So I might want to do that before I end. currently 6:40 p.m. PST at the moment, and I do want to try to end before 9 o'clock, just so I have enough sleep for tomorrow, for tomorrow's work. So, okay, let's see. Let's just now I forget. Was it a 1-to-1? No, it requires 12. Ugh. So I need 12,000 of these in terms of steel beams to get this done. So it's probably a good thing that I'm sending, you know, basically these 1,000 steel beams off. Although in some ways I kind of wish that I had I put a storage container out there, so I wouldn't necessarily have a major backup of these steel beams waiting to be built, or waiting to be supplied into the assembler. Don't necessarily want a long line of 1,000 all the way out here, but then again, it might not necessarily reach all the way back here too, so. Based off of the distance, maybe. Yeah, the 1,000 should be enough. Or no, wait. If I need 12,000 steel beams to get that done, then I'm just supplying only 1,000 of these steel beams is definitely not going to be enough for this. Oh, but it makes 2 steel beams per. So, let's see, hold on. So in a sense, I'm only needing to do like 500 builds. So that's basically half the 12,000, which is about 6,000. Ugh. Well, at the very least, now that I have two constructors making the steel beams, and um, hopefully that it will be enough. We'll find out. will find out. But I'm probably just gonna have to, you know, remove all of my steel beams from my storage right at this moment in time. You know, because eventually, you know, I will put a line back in here just so I can, you know, build up a supply of steel beams, but actually, hold on. I want to see, you know, see if there's going to be a backup yet, or has it even reached the end? You know, I can see that, you know, they're still climbing, so okay. They haven't even reached the they haven't even reached here yet, so alright. So we're still fine for right now. We haven't, it still hasn't like stacked up, so I'm probably good. Because I still have, what, 2 more stacks left to feed? Alright. Nope, 3 more stacks. You know what? Frack it. Let's just... There we go. Alright, well, we'll let that go. And obviously, you know, that will speed up production of the frameworks by quite a bit. Um, will it be enough to handle the entire 1,000? Maybe. Probably not, though. I don't know if I've made enough steel beams overall to handle the 6,000 worth. But, yeah. Okay. In the meantime, let's go and collect the, you know, this crash site over here. Which, you know, I'm gonna have to fight, you know, the couple of enemies that are kind of guarding the site, which is gonna make things a little tough, but the small ones aren't that big of a deal. It's the ones that are a little bit tougher um, in terms of overall health. That's going to make this a little bit of a tougher fight. Like, the small ones there are fine. It's this guy here that's going to kind of present more of a challenge. Ow. Okay. Oh, ow. What the? I thought you died. God damn it. Alright, now you did. Come here. There we go. Okay. Now, the hard drive is out here. Oh, damn it. Alright. Now, let's gather up everything. Steel beams, okay. That's handy. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see. Yeah, we got plenty of space, so. Debris. Okay, anything else? Just in case. Try to clear out some of the brush. Nope, doesn't look like there's anything else per se around. Alright. So now now to build the power line back out. Which obviously I can remove afterwards, but still it's lightly irritating that I'm having to, take the time to build the power lines out here, but I mean, I could probably just leave them in, for potential, future production, but And connected. Alright, now to go and grab the hard drive. And dismantle the rest. Okay. And hard drive collected. Alright, but I can't deconstruct it from here. There we go. There we go. We'll deconstruct for now. I don't necessarily want to, you know, have the poles out there, you know, like if I come back to this, you know, like a couple of weeks from now or something like that, and I'm noticing these poles just kind of going out to someplace random and go, why are these here? You know, kind of mentality. You know, I might remember eventually, but yeah. Better to just kind of remove, you know, the potential confusion anyway. Or potential confusion for now. Okay. That little adventure didn't really take up a whole lot of time. Or at least, you know, comparison to the frameworks that are being made right at this moment. You know. So, what I think I'm gonna do now is let's look at our research here. Because again, I don't necessarily want to mess with everything down there. Not yet, anyway. Um, you know, don't want to cause any um, unknown. You know, don't want to cause any headaches trying to dismantle all that and slow down our phase two. You know, um, overall production for the time being, anyway. Um, okay. Grab those. Alright. So, before we do the research on the one hard drive that's going to take 10 minutes, um, uh, let's see. We could set that up, although again, I'm not quite sure what the use of that would be. Don't want to do anything there for right now. And I'm not really in the interested in having the enemies be scannable. Not that I can really do anything with that anyway, because obviously, the requirements of having, the crystal oscillator and the high-speed connectors, not exactly, something I want to deal with right at this point. Still haven't found the SAM, whatever that is. Have I been making Acadium ingots? I don't know if I have or not. I haven't really been doing anything else here. Although, forget exactly what I need in order to make the fabric anyway, but at least for now. Still don't have a purple, at least haven't seen one yet. Let's see. I don't know how much rebar I have right at this moment in time to do that. I don't know if my quartz is building up the silica right at this point in time. Not sure. Haven't done any of the oscillators, so don't really know there. Variety merger is interesting. Yeah, can't really do... Oh! Scannable object hard drive. Okay. So, seeing if I can actually... Oh, wait. Crafting bench. You mean I can't necessarily put this through... Oh, I might not necessarily have the right kind of build facilities to actually make the crystal oscillators. That's why it's a crafting bench. And 1 per minute? Wow. Okay. I don't know how we stand on overall motors. I know that I'm not actually making any, so so I'm not sure how many I have in storage right at this moment in time. So um, and then sulfur, which right, I was able to get the Nobilisk set up prior, so which I don't know if I have any like black powder production going on right at this moment in time. So I don't think I do. Alright, let's go ahead and scan the hard drive. Get that going. Alright, okay. This one is wood. And then this one is the grass. There we go. All right. Let's see. Wait, did I? I mean, I put up the miners out there that I did put up some electricity out to them, right? Can't really remember. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, okay. How are we doing in terms of overall production over here, and what exactly are we making? I might need to consider putting a hypercube out here as well, um, just to be able to kind of check the overall production. All right. So, looks like we are still working away on getting some quartz crystal completely set, and it looks like we are maxed out in terms of our silica, so I'm gonna grab a stack of that, and just in case, let's grab a stack of that, just to kind of have it on hand. Now, I don't think we're doing any like major builds over here. I definitely know that we don't have black powder being made over here because there's no coal over in this, you know, next to all the sulfur mines to really make um, make black powder. So yeah, we created, you know, collected a whole bunch of sulfur, but we can't really use it for anything yet. Oh, let's grab a stack anyway, just in case, just so I have some extra uh, back at home base. Um, Now, um, one of the places that I did notice um, that could be a bit handy is this one over here. You know, yeah, we have a sulfur, and I do know that there's a coal up here, so I could put both of those together to make black powder. So ouch. Eee. Across the river. Oh god damn it. Those things respawn back in. Frack. Oh, almost got up. There we go. Forgot to collect the hatchet remains over here as well. There we go. Oh yeah, this guy. Ow, damn it. Oh, okay. Didn't know he had such an attack.
Next time you are doing that, don't.
Great advice. Alright. Well, I gotta wait for my health to um, get regen, so let's go ahead and grab our coupons here. I don't think there was anything else that I was like really interested in. At least not immediately anyway. I mean, I guess I can probably just purchase that. There we go. Put the other coupons back in there. And my death crate. Showing where I died. Which is kind of irritating because, I don't know, I still have the inhaler with me. I mean, I guess I could probably make myself another one, heal myself up, and then try to go after the one creature again. Oh, hard drive? Hard drive. Alright, let's see. Ooh, okay. That might actually be something worthwhile to do over at, out there. This might be pretty good. Because I'm already generating a lot of concrete already. So what I could do is I could, um, oh wait, this requires another foundry. Hmm, okay. Hmm. It might be interesting for me to, like, I have, one constructor, you know, making the steel beams that I'm using to, make the one encased. Um, so it'd be kind of interesting to kind of remove the constructor, put in the foundry, and you know split off the concrete that I'm making and put it into this foundry here, just so I can potentially get some more beams, and then have these beams kind of go right back into, you know, have them encased. Might be an idea. Um, Not really in need of this right at this moment in time, so um, not really that interested in the fused wire. This is, in my opinion, kind of a waste, so let me rescan. Charcoal, no. Steel rotor, not really. Oh well. Add rescan. Oh well. Let's see. Don't really need that. Um, huh. I guess this would save one steel ore and or one iron ore and one coal ore, but why? uh, Seems like a kind of a waste of effort there because you're taking time to smelt the iron ingot into or the iron ore into the iron ingot just to put it into the steel ingots there. So seems like it's just extra time overall. Um, Although it's saying that it potential of making about 60 per minute versus 45, but is that counting in the fact that you have to smelt the iron ingots to begin with? Hmm, not sure. Um, like maybe the production time of making these steel ingots might be pretty fast, but you know, hmm, not sure what to say about this one. But let me get this. Kind of like that. Then these are terrible. Um, I guess I'll just select this one for right now. Because I don't necessarily need to, you know, convert wood into charcoal. It's kind of a pointless right at this moment in time. Um, Half inclined on just doing a rescan just to see um, what else I can make. This seems a waste. Not really planning on putting that up. This might be interesting, but I'm not quite sure how useful it is. Like how much faster it would be production wise. Um, yeah, let me just do a rescan. Steel screws. Ah, okay. I mean, I guess, um, you know, 260 per minute compared to 40 per minute. So, alright. Let's see. My health is almost completely restored. Um, let's go and grab our crate here. See, that's one of the things that, I'd like to, you know, I feel like uh, I need a little bit of armor because it feels like I'm very, my attempts to try to dodge and try to get out of these enemies' way to be able to kind of kill them is not, especially the tougher enemies, the ones that, you know, take a little bit more, a few more hits to them. I don't know if, feel like I'd need some form of armor against them to be able to kind of take a little bit more damage. There he is. Come here, you. Ah, god damn it. Oh, god. Ah, no, not again. I was trying to pull out that so that I can restore myself in mid-battle, but I wasn't fast enough. Let's see. Need to make myself another one. And it's a rare. There we go. Alright. Put those back. That back in my hand. didn't have anything on me, so there's no death crates, you know, of stuff that I left behind for that last death. Right. Hmm. Where did that one creature go? Did it despawn? Or did I kill it somehow? I don't think I killed it. Hmm. Weird. Alright, well, I got my stuff back, so might as well head on out of here. See, you know, those little spider things are, you know, like the tiny ones aren't that bad, although they still, you know, hurt if there's too many of them. But, you know, that big guy, like the fact that, you know, it's taking off like, what was it, 3 bars of health, you know, just with one hit, it's like, god damn, you know. And that's, I think, like the medium. Like I think there's like even tougher enemies out there. So, did I ever grab myself some of this? I don't think I've gotten it to be. Um, I don't think I can scan for it. Yeah, I can't scan for it yet. So, okay. It's already been 2 hours. Um, let me um, let me stop this video and um, you know, set up for another one. Um, we're still only halfway through the, you know, completing phase 2, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today, you know, and I don't even know how we stand. Oh, here. Before I stop this video, let me check to see where we stand on our overall production over here. You know, I would imagine that it's still, um, you know, like it probably has like stacks of steel, just kind of waiting for it. Yeah. So it looks like we're good in terms of overall steel there, but you know, which you know is great because you know we're at 100% in overall production, but obviously as you can see, you know, it's still taking a while to be done with that. So, um, but you know, maybe, um, you know, maybe we'll be all the steel beams that we have, collected so far is going to be enough to handle, you know, what we overall need. So, um, so yeah, let's go ahead and end the video here. Um, you know, want to thank anybody that was kind of watching this, especially on YouTube. Um, you know, would be appreciated to have like a like and subscribe. Um, you know, if you do make a comment, please, no spoilers. I haven't gotten into, any of the, um, I haven't gotten into phase 3 or phase 4 yet, so um, hold off on any comments of future production. And yes, I do know that, I still have a lot of, um, my overall production is terrible. I get it, but we'll get there. I'll fix this up to be better as we go along. So, but that's going to be it for this particular video. So thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you next time. But until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy, stay safe. And I'll catch you all next time. Alright. And we're going to start one more video. Probably not. This video is probably going to be a shorter one overall because um, I'm probably going to end the stream around 9 o'clock. So this is part 2. Well, officially like part 8 of my overall Satisfactory journey. And this would be like the second video or part 2 of that. So, um, alright, so I could see about like maybe, well, um, I could see about maybe trying to do like a second assembler to try to speed up overall production. But as it is anyway, the frame builds are, um, I don't necessarily, I would need to like make like another frame production to kind of keep up with overall demand there. So I feel like I'm not ready for that, at least not down here. Um, so, um, okay. One thing that I can try to do is work on um, getting myself some explosives and testing those out. Now, obviously, I still have the blocked coal, um, in the other location. Um, am I gonna really be needing it right at this moment in time? Yeah, not really, or at least not yet anyway, because um, you know, my overall steel production over there is pretty much maxed out, it feels like, you know. So, I mean, unless I start sending it elsewhere, I mean, you know, there's additional iron ore nearby there, you know, like there's iron ore up in here, that I can, you know, uh, like try to combine the coal here with the iron ore up there to maybe start doing some additional production. But I mean, that's a lot of um, conveyor belts to kind of merge the two with each other. So Um, so I don't know if that's going to be super worth it. So, um, so what I'm going to do is, um, you know, start, working this as, the black powder area right at this moment in time and see what I can do there. Um, okay, let's see. Gonna need some power out there because it doesn't look like I don't think I've done anything over there at all, so. Ow! Damn it, man. You hurt. Gotcha. Alright. Okay. Now I know that there's some poisonous plants out here, so I don't necessarily want to trigger those guys. Actually, let's see. Nope. I'm holding control so that I can, um, maybe have it somewhat conform with the, with any additional builds that I might make in the future. Alright. Okay, wait a second. Where I'm pretty sure the coal is over in that general direction, like right there, I think. And then again, maybe not. Oh, right, yeah, it's up there. Okay. Don't really need anything over there for right now. heard them. I just wanted to try to see if I can put up the power pole first before I did anything. Okay, so I know that there's some coal up there. So let us try to get up there. No, 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 not that. This way. Thank you. Really long ramp, but it is what it is. Okay, and now... Oh, hi there. All right. Let's clear out some area here. And to be honest, I don't even know if I have any materials to make a Mark II miner up here anyway. Maybe I do. I don't know. I just want to kind of clear out some of this. I don't necessarily plan on making anything, or you know, making like some kind of base or anything along those lines. I just want to like make the miner up here. But yeah, you know. Okay, and now, if I'm not mistaken, the sulfur is like right over there, I think. Let's see. Yeah, see, there it is. So, just need to, you know, get the coal there, you know, merge together, you know, with the, merge together with the sulfur, and we should be good. I mean, I guess I could probably try to do just like a black powder high rise here, or you know, just trying to build a, you know, black powder construction up there. That way I don't necessarily need to worry about like just trying to, oh, okay. You know, I do know that just trying to get, or you know, just trying to, you know, make everything kind of work down here might be, you know, a little bit of a pain and might kind of get in the way of, like trying to have everything kind of, you know, work with the overall, change in terrain, or the how the terrain, you know, just kind of goes up and down, you know, should, you know. So I'm not sure if I really want to mess with that down here. Hi, guy. Ah, missed. There we go. I'd actually considered this as, a potential, um, with the coal up there and the water down here. I'd at one point in time thought, oh, I could use this as a, coal power plant area. But, you know, once I found out that, it kind of require, a good, you know, coal powered generator kind of requires like three water extractors. It's like, trying to put three of them here is not really doable. So not really a good place for coal power plant. So, but with a coal and sulfur next to each other, we can definitely try to work this area to be more of a black powder. Again, you know, do I want to, you know, try to work the construction down here, or do I want to, have it, you know, flow up towards the, like have the sulfur flow up towards the coal? That should be fine. I don't think there was anything in this particular area that was like really dangerous, or at least I don't remember there being like a creature nearby here. If there is, then, well, I'm in for a surprise. And there it is. Okay. Okay, so basically, potential idea, try to keep everything down here and just have the coal flow down and, just make the um, black powder, down here, or have the sulfur flow up there and just start, kind of merging them into like a black powder, um, you know, base camp, I guess. Not sure. All right. Portable miners. Thought so. Okay. Well, let's see. I think I need an equipment workshop in order to make the miners. And I need 4 of them. There we go. So, let's see. Let us kind of go in this general direction. Let's see. In some ways, I don't necessarily want to deal with the, or, you know, I don't necessarily want to, you know, deal with the, like, the change in terrain, but, at the same time, you know, putting them up there might be, like, one of the best courses of action that I could probably take. Let's get a power line out there at the very least. Okay. Let's see, can I link it? We have enough distance here. Ooh, just barely. Alright. Now let me... Oh, here. Probably going to be needing to do like a lot of construction up here, or like a number of like different buildings, I would imagine. So let's just kind of populate this place with a number of different power poles here. See, this hilltop isn't exactly like smooth, you know, which, I mean, I get it, you know, obviously, you know, ground is not meant to be smooth. But still, you know, if I'm going to be doing a lot of, you know, potential work up here, um, you know, would like to be able to, uh, you know, have everything kind of put together well enough that I don't necessarily need to worry about, you know, like, you know, oh my gosh, I'm having to deal with, you know, just a slight elevation change to, you know, get, you know, to deal with my conveyor belts kind of thing. So, I don't know. Let us get the, mine or two going for the coal up here at least. And I want to kind of have it go over towards, have basically a conveyor belt over there to kind of merge with the sulfur to start building things up. At least that's the idea anyway. There we go. And now okay. Now angle it over here. There we go. And then let's see. Was it the assembler that could make them? I would imagine so because of the two inputs. Yeah, black powder. Ah, right. The Nobilis. Damn it. And this is where I really wish I had some form of, like, you know, uh, a lot of movement in term, for, um, to get steel pipes over here. Hmm. Okay, hold on. Um, let's take this apart. So what I want to do is get a conveyor left here. I'll put it up at a, reasonable height. Get a splitter placed on that. Because if I'm not mistaken, I do believe there is a little bit of iron ore relatively nearby. Yeah. These two nodes. I saw them off in the distance. So what I could do is I can make a geez, it'll require another um, I'll require another miner set, but I could try to get some iron ore up here, to basically put a foundry going. To, let's see. Probably need like a foundry here. Which, of course, we'll need to make the um, steel ingots, which will use the iron ore and the coal which, I'll have, one part of the miner here feeding into the foundry there. And then we can have that go into our constructor, which will be making the steel pipes, which we can then add to the other, um, you know, to the black powder over there to build, to make those explosives. Or at least that's the potential idea on that. And already it feels like my overall build up here is so haphazard. um, Plus, just trying to get the iron from over here up there is going to be kind of a pain. But come on. Because I have to kind of do an up and over. Let's see, wait a minute. What time do I have to work tomorrow? What time is my call? Let's see, hold on 1 second. I need to check my time. 7 o'clock. Okay. Um, I still need to deal with dinner. I completely forgot about that. Oh, I think I'm probably gonna have to hold off on this for right now. So my idea for doing this as like a 2 4 hour or 2 2 hour, for a total of 4 hours streaming is probably not gonna happen. I think I'm gonna have to kind of call it here. Um, so um, so we'll have to hold off on the explosives for right now. We're still working um, on the frameworks, and to be honest, I think what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably just gonna go ahead and just kind of sit here, or just kind of let this run. So next time I stream, you know, all three of them will be completed, and I can proceed on with the phase two. I think that's what I'm probably gonna do. Just so I can, have something a little bit different for you guys when phase two's ready to go. Um, um, Other than that, I'm not quite sure what else to really say or do um, to um, to uh, really convey what like the next process that you know I want to kind of work on, because right now, like, I don't, you know other than like you know replacing all of my conveyor belts with Mark IIIs and storage container, replacing the storage containers that I have with the industrial ones, which obviously is going to require more of the steel beams. I feel like um, that's going to like require a little bit more of a process to kind of um, get that taken care of. You know, reset everything back to you know into something a little bit better. Um, but I need stacks of steel beams to kind of get that started. So we're probably gonna need to do a little bit more work back where um, my steel beam production is being held at. Maybe try to set up that molded beam next time. Um, you know, uh, maybe see what I can do about like putting in these power towers. See how helpful those would be. Um, you know, obviously, we got two more sets of milestones that will come with phase two here. Who knows what's going to be contained in those? Um, we got um, um, probably some uh, buildings that might do like more crystal oscillators, or maybe they'll give me some buildings where like I can have it like manufacture like multiple types of things. Like hey, like maybe it'll allow for me to make steel beams and steel pipes together or something like that. Who knows? Um, we'll have to wait and see. Um, but I do need to continue on with the overall research here. Um, get all this taken care of. Um, try to work on getting at least some fabric going. Although um, I feel like um, I'm gonna need to. I think that requires a little bit of the mushrooms in order to take care of that. Um, Apparently, we have a crude oil refiner to work with, which um, that would be in. I don't know. Like fabric to me right now seems very finite. Like I only have a certain amount of like mushroom byproduct to make fabric. So I would imagine that there's going to be some node out there somewhere that will allow for me to make fabric you know constantly. Um, oh right, I still need to find out if I'm actually working on making ingots. Ah, damn it. Let me check on that real quick because um, I want to be able to get the ingots, get the um, and get that KDM wire running. So Did I make a stairwell up there from here? No. Oh. Hi there. That's protecting the slug. Here we go. Two-player slug. Collected. Alright. Alright. Okay, yep. I was making a lot of ingots up here. That's good. Let's go ahead and grab a stack and head on back. Get the wire going so that I can, you know, potentially, or, you know, next time I come on back, I can start making some wire over there so that, um, I can handle further research along that front. Or, manually create the wire, whatever, Well, obviously I'm probably going to want to have like a continued production of the wire anyway, but uh, all right. That shouldn't really, yeah, fairly quickly done there. So,
Research completed. Quickwire recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
so the zip line is going to might be kind of handy, um, especially if it's something that I can, um, easily like put together. Like it's like, you know, just cable and there you go. But you know, stun rebar, and obviously as you can see, more wire is needed to, start unlocking all this, which, I mean, the smart splitter here, would be, you know, potentially very handy, especially if I'm having like, um, if I, you know, start putting everything towards the space elevator, and I wanted to basically say like, hey, I only want, this particular type of resource being, sent back. Or, I could have like rows of storage be placed and it could, try to, um, I feed everything into one line and, have like rows of storage and have the smart splitters could just kind of, you know, um, taking, particular products out of the line and putting them in storage properly or something like that. I don't know. But this seems like a very handy tool. Um, so, so yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this particular video. I obviously, I didn't get very far, didn't really stay for very long on this one. But I do need to get some dinner in me before I gotta I gotta sleep. So, that's gonna be it for today's stream. I want to thank everybody that stopped on by. No chatters, but that's okay. No worries. Um, I want to thank everybody that was just still here. Um, Hopefully you had a good time. Um, Again, short video for those of you watching later on YouTube. But I mean, if you can give a like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. Um, Check out the description for multiple links down below. Um, but stay tuned for more Satisfactory. In the future, I'll continue trying to work my way forward. Continue working my way through this, finding the storyline, and trying to build up more of the factory. So hopefully you enjoyed. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I catch you next time. But until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And I'll catch you strangers next time.